Oh, it's so great to be out here today. I'm here at Mama C's, and it is so wonderful. I call her Dada C because she's my younger sister. But we're here in Tanzania. But what is this area called?
Embasani.
Embasani.
Yeah, Embasani Village.
Embasani Village.
And UAACC.
I'm at the UAACC in Embasani Village. The handwork of Charlotte and Peter O'Neill. And it's just so wonderful to be here and exciting. You know, we have heard about the Black Panthers, but I want to let you know their effect has gone all over the world, to include this wonderful couple that I have here with me today and have the experience of being able to be in their presence because they have come all the way to Africa and they're doing something special here at the UAACC.
United African Alliance Community Center.
Okay, help me, sis, because you know I'll be 80 in 24 days. So I need help. So I just thought that you all would like it today. If I brought you something of interest, you know, I want you to see Africa is growing and moving. There's so many things that are happening here, so many wonderful things, and that's not what we get bought. So I wanted to bring you here today. I thought I'd get here for the classes, but Shaka and Nahima will tell you about what they're doing here. And introduce yourself, you guys. I don't want to mess it up. So just tell me where you came from, what you're doing, you know, that kind of thing.
I'm Naima Zulu from New Orleans, Louisiana, USA, ultimately from Africa, of course. But and this is my husband Shaka.
Hello,
USA.
Shaka Zulu,
Shaka Zulu.
New Orleans. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wait, how come you all had them names? Why I have Jeanetta Owens?
We happen to be blessed with informed parents.
And my last name is by way of marriage.
Right.
It's good marriage. Good marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah. By your parents.
Yes.
Tell us something.
They were very African centered. In fact, my whole family. Even though we were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, in the United States, but I grew up in a very African conscious and African centered family. And so I grew up in sports and cultural arts my whole life. You know, my father was a craftsman, musician, jeweler, and had a performing arts company that did African and African diaspora drumming and dancing.
Oh.
So I was blessed to be born in the cultural arts.
Oh, that's so nice, so wonderful.
So it just brings us full circle. We here doing arts with our, we call it workshop, even though it's an experience of, I wouldn't say reintroducing, I would say collaborating with the Black indigenous carnival traditions of New Orleans, which encompasses African traditional arts here in Africa. So our culture in New Orleans is bringing us back here to do sewing workshops with folks of African descent on this continent to share cultures as well as get a greater understanding of our culture being inspired by the origin of this tradition here on the continent of Africa.
Oh, wow, yeah, I feel you, I understand that compassion, but I didn't have that gift. I was raised in a community where I learned how to do the bluebell polka. So I didn't have that kind of background in history. I mean, I did have, because but not extensive, not like you have. And I'm glad you had that experience. I'm glad you, because then you could bring it together. But Naima, what about you?
Well, we are coming here from what they call in America the most African city in the United States.
Uh-huh.
So, of course, our roots are going to be very African centered
Mm-hmm.
there. Even people are doing things they don't know as African, but their rhythms, their music, their culture, what they eat, their red beans, their all of that is the same thing that we have here. All of the foods, the okra, the gumbo, all of that is here, and we have that at home too.
Uh-huh.
And that's our daily staple foods: rice, corn, all of this. So, so it's kind of like we're just coming back home, and we're not really teaching anything here. We're
Uh-huh.
just letting them see how close our work is. Their bead work, it may be a little different, but we all deal with beads.
So you're learning and teaching.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're learning.
You're
and
being
we're
taught
teaching.
and you're teaching.
Yeah, and then we're learning the language.
Mm-hmm.
We get to collaborate on Swahili, but we also get to collaborate on, English because
Uh-huh.
we have to speak a lot of English because we don't know Swahili,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it gives them the opportunity to practice their English as well.
I had to have a chance to go to Peru, and I went to the African Peru community there, and I happened to be there when they were celebrating their African heritage in the month of February. And while I was sitting in the place that we went to see the dance that they were going to perform, and they performed it for tourists that come that look at it, and they were performing that day. And as they were performing, my sight is not as bad as it is now, but it was enough that I could see them do something.
Mhm.
And they had a dance that they did, and kind of played like a triangle or whatever, and the way they clapped their hands and stomped their feet and did that, and how they would dance in the circle. The men danced and stomped, and to have been able to over 500 years or 400 years to still have that memory of that came straight from here, straight from Africa. We don't have that privilege in the United States.
Well, when we do, it just depends on what state you're in. Because, like, we still have I noticed the men here dance together a lot.
Uh-huh.
And at home, the men dance together a lot. So there's a lot of two men dancing or group men dancing a lot at home.
In the traditional African style.
In a traditional, their movements are very African.
Uh-huh.
They're very acrobatic. And it's a part of what we call our second line.
Uh-huh.
Would you say that, Shaka? Or would it be called
second line dance,
second line?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so you had to explain to a girl that was, I didn't have the privilege of the enrichment of our communities as many did, and that's one of the things that I wish I would have had, but I didn't. And it's a treat to be able to know where you come from, who you are, what some of your traditions are, what is you, what is part of you. That's important, and that's so very, very important. And what you're doing, and would you encourage others to come over and do some of the same thing? Like you say, you didn't come over really. You came over to share, but you also came over to learn.
Yes,
Yeah.
And so that's what we need to do more of, don't you think so?
definitely.
Yeah, you definitely can't come over thinking you know everything. That's for sure. You're gonna learn so much here. I've learned a lot just from the people at this table. I learn a lot every single day.
And you also get a great understanding that places may change, but DNA doesn't.
Oh yeah.
So you
Even
you
if you
get
get a little
constant
mixed
reminders.
up,
Yeah.
Even with the little
Yeah.
mix up.
we will look for a little bit of mixture
The little
in there.
mix you get in
It
there.
does not change. It
Doesn't
comes over the
change.
surface.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does. It does. Now, I want you to introduce whoever is around us that our camera can see, and just talk about them and introduce them and let them say hi to the people on the YouTube.
Okay.
And yeah.
Hi, my name is Mina.
And Nina,
Mina.
Mina, how old are you?
29. Yes.
29 years old. How great. How wonderful. You got a long way to go, girl.
So, Mama Jeanetta, can they speak in Swahili if they would prefer to do
They
that?
can speak in Swahili, yes.
Okay, so if you want to speak in Swahili, you can. But
You can. What you can do is you can say it in Swahili. You can say it in English. That.
Naitwa Ngendi.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And Gandhi,
Yeah.
tell me something about you.
I'm a teacher at UACC, a teacher of art class
Uh-huh.
and traditional music.
Oh.
Yeah, at UACC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Traditional music.
Yes.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah.
How wonderful. Because music does so much.
Yes.
Music heals, soothes,
Yes. Everything.
makes you fall in love.
Yeah.
It's-
Mama say music
Yeah.
is medicine.
Yeah, music is just, it's just something
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. So that's wonderful
Yeah.
to be a teacher of that, to have that kind of talent inside of you.
Kweli kabisa.
Ah, that's wonderful. Now, who else is here?
Naitwa Adelina. Tell me.
Adelina Ntendi. Adelina Ntendi.
Tell me.
Adelina and Tendi.
And tell me.
Yeah. Who's that talking? Just say something. You know what? The people that we're talking to that see your video will probably never see you, and then they might. You
My
don't
name
know.
is Malocha.
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 Now, how old are you?
23.
I know you're married.
No.
You're not married?
No.
Okay, because we got women in the United States in here. Speak up. I'm gonna get a group of all these single men, and I'm gonna make a video
I'm
and
I'm
advertise.
single boy.
Yeah, single. Now, do you ever want to get married?
Mm,
Uh-oh, you wait too long to answer. You don't know.
no.
Oh, you don't know. Okay, well, all right. We'll take that. That's all right. We're not gonna hold it against you.
My name is D-Way, official hip hop artist from Watengo Records. Yes, music teacher in UAACC. Yes, a drama player. Yeah, official artist.
I tell you, drama player, I love the drama.
He
Yeah.
was at the performance New Year. He was one of the performers. One of the drummers with the New Year's celebration.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
we
was
are
one of the
player.
drummers.
I didn't get to hear him because he played earlier. But
That's
he-
right. You
Yes,
came
we
a little-
played earlier.
Yeah, are you gonna be out there at Arusha on the 14th?
Yes, I'll be
Okay,
there.
I'll be
Yes.
there. I want a special beat.
Okay.
Yeah,
How will you play
you know,
for-
because
Yes,
good drum beats put you in the mood.
yes. On the mood rhythm, and I like that.
Oh yeah.
Enjoyment.
Yeah. You know.
Yes.
It's
That's
nothing like good music. Do you agree with me?
yes, I agree with
There's
you.
nothing like good music.
Yes, but you can just enjoy when you can join up like on that 14.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, folks, we have it here. We have talent. We have artists. We have artists in all respects: music
Yes.
and art and creativeness
Yes.
and creativity. And so sometimes people will say, "Well, Jeanetta, what do you do while you're over there?" There's too much to do.
So much.
So much to
so
do.
much.
It's just so much to do and to accomplish and everything. Now, have you all enjoyed your trip here?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we
Having a
always
wonderful time.
Mama, Dada, I call her Dada C. She's a great hostess, isn't she?
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's really nice to be here. And Do you plan on coming back anytime, or do you plan on visiting another African country?
We hope to come every year
Yeah.
to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we did it before a few years
Well,
ago.
then next time you come, you have to let me know so I can, so you can come over.
Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
definitely.
We'll be back
Yeah,
We'll be back.
yes,
every year
okay,
at this time.
yes. Yeah, so have you been visited any other African country, or have you visited any other areas around here in Tanzania? What do you think about Tanzania?
I think Tanzania is probably closer to where we come from in America in terms of culture.
Uh-huh.
But I've visited North, South, East, and West Africa. But you know, once again, Tanzania is I feel a little bit more at home
Uh-huh.
than other parts of Africa.
Yeah, they do have a way of making you feel real comfortable here.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, you don't seem like a stranger here.
no, not
Exactly.
at all.
Yeah.
You don't feel like a foreigner.
Yes,
So
right.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yes.
You don't feel like a foreigner here. So I would see. Now, had you ever thought about moving to Africa?
We've thought about staying in Africa for a certain number of months per year. Because we have a performing arts company in America,
Uh-huh.
and so we have to go back and forth to do our shows and performances. We have our production, New Orleans Voices of Congo Square, and we're hoping that we can show it to this group tomorrow.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we're gonna
Get the
show
part.
screening.
Yeah, and it's a 1 hour and 45-minute show,
Uh-huh.
stage show, and that way they can see what New Orleans is like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a production about.
And they'll actually see some of the work that they're working on in the production.
Well, see, I didn't even get to see what New Orleans is like, and I went to New Orleans.
Oh wow!
You know, but you do that tourist thing.
Yeah.
No, you got to.
You have to know the
Yeah.
people there,
Yeah.
and they have to take you around to the real spots. And usually, when people come to our home, we make sure that we tour them first and make sure they see everything, all of the culture of New Orleans, so they don't miss it. Because you'll definitely miss it.
Oh, you will. I missed it.
Yeah, you'll miss it doing touristy stuff.
Well, you know, we stayed off at that naval site across the
Across the
water.
river.
Oh,
Right.
across the river
Yeah.
on West Bank.
That was taken all out by the storm, wasn't it? Is it still there?
It's still there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I know that town where it starts with an A,
Algiers.
Algiers. It was really messed up during that time when they had that hurricane, that real bad
Which
hurricane.
one? Katrina?
The one that where Bush left all those people suffering. Okay. Bush one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bushman. Yeah.
The Bush one. The Bush.
Right.
Yes.
And
Oh,
Naima will give you all our information
okay, Naima.
for those who are watching.
Yeah. So you can just go to Facebook. We're New Orleans Voices of Congo Square. So I think our Facebook name is Voices of Congo Square NOLA, as well as our Instagram is Voices of Congo Square NOLA. You guys, we'll put it away.
Voices of Congo Square.
Yeah.
Now, tell me something about why is the Congo, that mostly black come from the Congo in that area?
Yes. Well, they say that a lot of blacks do come from the Congo in that area. Prior to that, they were saying Senegambia region, but there's also a lot of Congolese who come from that area. It's been really confirmed, but
It's confirmed.
yeah, it's been confirmed.
Yeah, because like there in Peru where I went, most of us came from Angola.
But we have a place called Angola in Louisiana, and so we think that that's a place where a lot of the Congolese were.
Yes.
Yeah, in that place called Angola.
And do you see us rising since you've been over here?
Yes. Yeah. I
Do you have you experienced it? Do you feel it?
Yeah, it's definitely a paradigm shift.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. So I'm telling people, hey, you guys, you know, come on over here. Come on over to enjoy what they are enjoying. Come on over to find out what is part of you, their culture, the way they do things, the food they eat, how they eat it, why they eat it. And you know, the thing that is so wonderful over here is that you experience so much. And you know, I haven't been to one part of Africa that they eat a lot of pork.
No.
And they don't eat shrimp, crab, and catfish. These were some of the things that we were fed, that we had to eat in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
These were some of the things. But here in Africa, you talking about, you having shrimp? Shrimp? What's shrimp? Nah, it's some that have traveled eat, but it's not their
Main food.
main food.
Mm-hmm.
Not their main food. It's not that. So you learn a lot of things about what were we introduced to. What did they give us that we didn't like? You know, they wasn't running around finding the food we eat that we like. No. So there's a lot of things we get to know about. Have you learned something about yourself since you've been here? And so, is there anything you want to say before we, especially you'd like to say before we close shop, or you know, we close this interview? It's been nice talking to you. I've loved it.
Yes, a pleasure meeting you. And we appreciate that you're doing this and thought it important enough to come all the way here to interview us. So we're very grateful and happy to share our New Orleans culture with Tanzania.
All right. Now, I love your names. Say that again, especially your last name. Oh, my God.
Naima Zulu.
And Shaka Zulu.
Oh. Ooh, that is so nice. That is so wonderful. And Jeanetta Owens. Sandy, glad to have you on my channel. Glad to have you. If you like it, please say you like, subscribe, share it with somebody. Because there are people that need to know. You need to know who you are. And those of us that are not us, but we live in America, all America needs to know who we are. We are a people of power and strength and the firstborn of all the nations.
Wow.
We are something to be proud of. So, hey, I'll see you next time. Saying bye from Tanzania.
I should